Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Top of the morning to you.
Are you an old British man? Or wait, is that Irish? What would that be?
Top of the morning to you?
The look of the Irish.
Is that what they say?
Top of the morning?
Top
think
of the
so.
morning to you.
Not in these accents, but.
I don't know where that one comes from.
Welcome to Disrespectfully with Katie Maloney and Dayna Cathan. Unapologetically, we're here to do what we want to do. Spilling the tea. Babe, you're going to see the power of women, like disrespectfully.
You look super cute
But
today.
I like, thanks.
What's this? Where'd that happen? Where's that from? The thing you're wearing. What we call that? I mean,
a
it's
cardigan?
But it looks like a Letterman.
Yeah, it does. That's why I like it.
Yeah, I think it was intentional, I would say. But where's it from? For cute.
It's this brand called Found. And it's like, it's like unisex basically, which I like.
Yeah, obviously.
I kind of like lean. First of all, I love like men's clothing. I always go to like the men's department. Like I always go to like the men's side in Zara. I don't know.
I've been doing that a lot lately, and I'm like, for all the things I just buy so oversized, why was I not doing that years ago?
I mean, it's not even like the oversized. I do like the oversized look, but they just like have cooler shit.
No, they do.
I feel like sometimes I walk around the women's stuff. I'm like, ugh. I feel like I've seen all this shit. It just,
Florals for spring. Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking. I don't know. I just like will look around. I'm like, ugh. Like I don't want to like wear any of this. I'm like, let's go see what's popping in the men's. You know, and they just like, I don't know. They just have like cooler stuff, cooler colors, cooler like designs. Just like, I don't know. I like what's going on over there.
Maybe you'll end up having a meet cute. You reach for the same faux leather jacket as the hottest guy ever. Your hands touch. There's a little static electricity
go for
due to the synthetic material.
No, it'd be the same cardigan.
Let's
face it.
And then you'd say, "That'd look a lot better on my floor." You know what? It's giving Jenny from Forrest Gump and her Playboy spread, and I mean that as a absolute compliment.
Yeah, I told you I'm like Mr. Rogers with my cardigans.
People described you to you as Mr. Rogers?
No, just me.
Okay.
That's what I give myself. Because I don't know, I love a cardigan.
Yeah, you sure do.
I have,
you
my
sure
cardigan collection has grown.
Yeah, did you feed it after midnight? Your closet there's a lot happening in it. There's a lot of things there. There's a lot of sweaters.
I know.
There's a lot of different stuffs. But I like going in there, and I like when you let me borrow things, so
I know, right?
I'm not mad at it.
It's too much. And the thing is, I go through it all the time and I get rid of stuff. You wouldn't know that from looking at it. But
I couldn't tell. Could have fooled me.
I know. Well, okay, are you talking about the one in the other room?
I'm talking about all of them because when I was looking for a dress for Aiden's wedding, I had a hard time moving them because they're so thick, the thickness of the density.
Yeah, well, that closet I haven't.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my
God. Happy birthday, dear Dayna. Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Yay.
Oh my God, you guys are so
And
cute.
many
what flavor
more.
is this?
It's the blue butter.
I taught my niece how you take a bite of your birthday cake. Do you want to see how?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
You guys can eat around it.
Thank
Thank you so much.
How is it?
Good.
Hell yeah.
Take a bite on the other side.
I just put on lipstick.
No, so did I, but we'll redo it.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot of frosting.
Yeah, you guys can go for plates. Oh, sorry, we cut around it.
You can see my lipstick on it. Oh, you like
Napkins?
really, you got in it. Look at me.
Oh yeah, yours was a shy. There's like crumb now between my lips. Like exfoliating. You're gonna think it's
Just bury it, you know, like a landlord would paint over like whatever's on the walls, bugs.
Oh, now I know how every wall in West Hollywood feels.
Did you
Your
guys
lips-
ever use like lollipops as lipstick?
Oh.
Or like popsicles?
Absolutely.
What?
When you used to like suck a lollipop
Oh.
and then you'd like put it
A
on.
lollipop. I think it said Wally Pops. I'm like, a what?
I thought she said Wally Pops, like Wally, like Eva, meaning like it was a thing the kids are doing now to fix their homes to get their deposit back. But
Yeah.
I guess not.
No, my favorite. I don't know. There was like a BuzzFeed post or something back about just slop jobs that like landlords would do on apartments, and then just like photographs. There was like a literal cockroach, and it looked like he was doing like the "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling." Its like legs were like like a position in a way, just like painted over. And the way Yeah, the way they paint over like
They paint over a fly.
It's called the Landlord Special.
yeah, they paint over just like the
Mosquito.
plugs, the outlets. Just it's just like, and then just the way paint, like when they get so much paint on the wall and it runs and it dries just with like droplets
Oh yeah,
down the wall.
it's you have to watch your pets because they just paint them right in the walls too. You might
know.
not take them with you.
Exactly.
It's really scary
And
stuff.
then they get mad at you. They're like, don't paint the walls. You're like, I will do a much better job. I'll leave this place looking professional.
I've improved it.
Exactly.
I would say.
I'm going to make improvements to this place better than you could. You'll thank me when I'm done.
How are they allowed to get away with that also, especially in cities like Los Angeles where it's so expensive to exist here? Like, what is
Because
happening?
think of all the people that are moving to this city daily that just need a place to
Mhm.
live and they want to live in, you know, the popular parts of the city. So
What was the grossest apartment you ever lived in?
I don't know that it was like I lived in like gross places. I mean, they were just not really super nice. I mean, like there was ones that just I don't know. I don't think I lived anywhere that was like gross, to be honest. But I mean, ones that just didn't have like central air, and you know, a place like Los Angeles where it's warm year round, and you have that like wall unit in like the corner of like your
And it looks
living
like
room.
an animal. The way it looks like, you know, the hinge emoji, the like actually for the dating app Hinge, it's like a square that's fuzzy that
Mhm.
looks like every AC unit in Los Angeles. And like, yeah, we could take a paper towel to it, but we don't.
Ooh.
I never touched it. The thing is, mine, same thing. I mean, mine, it had its gross features. Like my old place in WeHo, the laundry room literally looked like the Saw bathroom. And that is, I've used that before, but I am fucking telling you,
Oh,
it
yeah.
had one washer, one dryer. It was dark and it was quarters also, which was so annoying to deal with. But it like didn't really wash your clothes. It was more just like shaking it around wet and it made you feel better. But I was always very good about putting a timer on my phone and so diligent. The second it was done, I would march down there and change it. One time, literally my timer went off. I walked downstairs and so this woman had thrown all of my wet clothes onto the floor. And I was like, my timer just went off, you animal.
Yeah. That always okay, I do not miss like having that shared laundry space because people would get so crazy about it. And it's again, yeah, I would do the same thing. I mean, there was a few times when maybe like you completely forgot or something and fine, so be it. But yeah, when you are sort of babysitting the laundry space and you're kind of going down there to check on it, but it would always really creep me out when I go down there and someone had taken my stuff out of the dryer and they left it there and there would be like my like
Unmentionables.
unmentioned my underwear and I'm like, now I gotta rewash it because I don't know whose grubby mitts just were all over my underwear. Like that is so ew.
No, it's disgusting.
I wouldn't want to touch people's, you know, I don't know. I'm not going through that. One time someone folded my clothes and I'm like, that's even weirder. That's some serial killer shit.
I'm sure they were trying to be nice, but it didn't land. I would say
I think they
just
thought
don't
like
touch each other's things, baby.
I think they probably were down there for a while and they're like, well, you know what? I would appreciate if someone was going to take my stuff out, not just to like leave it in a bundled mess just to get all wrinkled, just to like, well, it wasn't like a huge like load, but I was just like, okay, thanks, I guess. But like, what?
Let's go.
Let's fucking go, I
Let's
guess.
fucking go.
I really appreciated there was like this like really sweet old man that lived next to me. And he was like the grandpa of the building and he always had like quarters if you ever needed them. And he also always had like bottles of wine too. Like he'd always be like, here you go. No, he was like a grandpa, and he'd be practicing like his like little golf shot in the hallway. Like he would just like live alone.
Did you
and-
go drink wine with him?
No, but I remember like he like because my mom would always be around, so like she was like friends with him. Like he was like a sweet like old man. Like he'd always bring me his bananas too. Like if they were gonna go bad,
What an angel.
you know.
Little banana saint.
It's like, do you want this? It's gonna go bad.
My first friends in San Diego were she was 68, he was 82. I met Pam on an airplane. I feel like we've talked before. I make plane friends all the time. I'm actually supposed to get coffee with my latest plane friend that I met on my way back to Seattle. Jenna, if you're listening, hi. So I always make plane friends and I didn't know anyone when I first moved to San Diego and I was flying down there for a work conference and I sat next to her. So obviously I chatted her up. We exchanged digits and I was like, I'm moving to town. I moved there. I don't know anyone. I'm so lonely. I used to there's a store called Pigment, and stop me if I've told this story, in San Diego. And they had this beautiful succulent wall and you could go make them. So
Oh.
literally every Sunday, I would spend my time crying over succulents, and I got so good at it. People thought I worked there. I would help other people so that I just like didn't know anyone. But Rich is super Italian. He's always making the gravy. He cooked crazy. Pam was a total lush, which obviously I responded well to.
Mhm.
And I would go over there and get fucked up with them and like drink tons of wine. And when Brittany, my sister, for anyone who doesn't know, flew into town the first time, I brought her there for dinner. Like I hope they're well wherever they are. I lost touch with them.
Oh, really?
I did. I hope.
You should reach out.
I thought, you know what? I thought about it the other day. Should I call him right now? I'm just kidding. I'll do it
No.
after. But I thought about it.
Yeah.
I should. I was sad to have lost touch with them, but not that they would be listening. Or if you have parents named Pam and Rich and they live in San Diego, I love them.
It's just so crazy how like the people you meet like that on a total like random chance, and then they become like really important fixtures in your life, and then you just like never speak to them again. You're like, okay, see ya.
I wonder what happened to you. Really quickly, young people, is it cheugy to repost your happy birthday posts?
I do it.
I do it.
If it's a good photo of me, I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
I say do it.
right?
I
I do it also. I've always like thought about it. I feel like it's my way of responding to the people who
Yeah.
posted for my birthday.
You either have to repost all of them or none of them.
So that's what I was thinking about. I've always done it too, and then I was like, well, people are probably going to get annoyed or
Who
inundated
cares?
with it. But
Who fucking cares?
I'm so glad I asked
I
you.
never care.
I
never
don't give a
care.
fuck.
And
I'm
when
like,
I
guess
see
what?
it,
Yeah, it's
when I see
my
it, I don't care.
it's my Instagram. It's my birthday. I can post whatever the fuck I want. If you don't want to watch it, guess what? You don't have to watch it.
It's like your hall pass for the day.
But also, like, I don't really care if anyone likes the things I post or not.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm sticking to that. Last quick sidebar. Septum Arms. Did I send you guys that
Yeah.
thing? Now we know.
Septum Arms.
Sorry, I missed that mark on that one. I didn't understand it.
Ugh, I hate it still.
Anyway,
okay, well, let's
Septum
do
Arms.
let's do the daddy list.
Okay.
You could probably guess who's on my daddy list.
I know who's on your daddy list. It's a person.
Holy
It's a man.
shit.
It's a whole lot of man.
First person I'm putting on my daddy list. That Glen Powell.
Mm,
Oh my Lord.
a stud.
He is so attractive. I mean, like, prior to watching Twisters, we went and saw Twisters. I thought he was a hot dude, but like, holy shit, that
He
smile,
Did something
those
to me.
eyes, just all of it.
That little Stetson. I'm like, you take that off and you come right inside, sir. You get right in the apartment.
Yeah, with
Right
that
now.
white T-shirt on. I mean, I've been feral since Sunday for that man. That Glen Powell, baby. Oh my God, he is sexy. He's so daddy, especially in that movie. Oh my God. But then I went the next day. I had to watch Hitman because I needed more Glen Powell.
Is that a new movie of his?
It's on Netflix. Yeah,
Okay.
where he is like undercover, like plays, or they're trying to catch people trying to hire hitmen
Mm.
to kill whoever they want in their life. So he like plays these different characters. He's kind of like a nerd, like a nerdy dude. He's like, I don't know, got some like weird like neuroses and quirks to him, but he can like put on these like different roles to like go in and catch these people.
What's the Sydney Sweeney one?
Anyone but you?
Because we
Or
talked
is
about
that what it's called? Yeah.
you saw that, right?
Yeah, and it was I mean, I wanted to like it more than it was, but it was just
It
like,
was terrible. but
yeah.
He's hot.
She's hot.
And-
They're both like really hot people, but I was like, oh, this movie just isn't hitting.
No.
But anyway, good movie.
Is that your whole daddy list?
Yeah.
Well, because we're gonna we're gonna talk more about Twisters because it really shook things up. And then mine is something we're also gonna get more into, but the Rainforest Cafe.
Rainforest Cafe is daddy.
It's on the daddy list.
I was really. Should we just talk about Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I grew up going to Rainforest Cafe because when we would go for our like family vacations every year, because my mom for a long time didn't want to get on an airplane. She had like claustrophobia and just like didn't like flying. So we would get in the car and drive to Las Vegas. And that's where we would spend our like family vacation. So we had to do all like the family friendly kind of things in Vegas. And one of them was Rainforest Cafe. And I loved it. And my mom's favorite story to tell is like how she's like, remember when you didn't want to have dinner because you wanted to save your appetite for dessert and they had this like chocolate cake and you got so mad because your dad took a bite. And I'm like, yeah. She loves to tell that story, and I'm like, okay. But I feel like it's exactly the same smell, same everything.
Well, here's my question. Where did you get the idea for that? Because was it what happened to me last summer, or was it when we drove by it the other day? We were in Vegas and we drove by it and I was losing my mind and we didn't get the chance to go.
Well, I know that you love Rainforest Cafe, and I was reminded of it when we saw it in Vegas. And then I was on TikTok, or maybe it was a reel that came up on Instagram, of this guy who was like, so I recently went to the Rainforest Cafe in the Ontario Mills Mall by myself. And I was like, wait, when was this? And it was like very, very recently. I was like, oh, okay, so it's still open. So I went and like made a reservation. And then I asked you, I was like, hey, you busy next Monday? So yeah, so it was just kind of like popped into my head.
Katie surprised me with our friends Raleigh and Logan, who we've obviously talked about a bunch, to go to the Rainforest Cafe for like an early birthday celebration. And the thing is, they didn't tell me where we were going.
Yeah, I just basically said, are you busy next Monday? She said, no. I'm like, I'm taking you somewhere special.
So we're in the car.
Wear something slutty.
And every time, you should have, because like obviously I would have. Every time it flashed to the maps, she would like cover the maps. But then at one point I saw it said an hour and 6 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck? Where are we? In my head, I'm like, where are we going? That's an hour away. Because I had a few guesses, but anything that was like local to LA.
I didn't want you to Google 40 miles from here. Where's 40 miles from here?
I legitimately could not believe, we were like, it's just like taking forever and forever. And then the thought crossed my mind, but then I was like, wait, I looked though, and it closed down. Like, and for some reason I thought the one that was open was like 1,000 Oaks. It was the other direction. So I was like, I feel like we're going to Palm Springs. Like, what are we doing? And then we get there, alas, it is Rainforest Cafe. And it was just as good as I remember. Like, did the animatronics look like they had, seen better days? Had they been through it? Had they had some life experience? Absolutely. But haven't we all?
But I don't remember them like feeling like they were like any more realistic, or is it like they didn't hit better back in the day? It was just fun.
It was just fun. Yeah, you walk up in that crocodile that just, its mouth looked really scary. But the smell of that. And it was basically like a mist over the water. And we now know it's because the water was contaminated probably. And it wasn't as much a mist of just like the rainforest. But I forgot
the birds chirping.
I forgot the animals moved.
Really?
I don't know how I forgot that. So that I was really impressed by that. The food was disgusting, I would say, but in a way that you would assume.
I didn't think it was bad.
I think it was what I thought it would be, which wasn't great.
I mean, you don't go there like for the food, but like, listen, it was not. It could have been way worse. Like,
no, I had a grilled cheese, and a grilled cheese is a grilled cheese.
Well, honestly, you probably should have got something else. You probably should have just got a pasta.
No, I wanted my grilled cheese, so I feel good about that.
I know, but like,
well, and then the lava cake thing was really good. But anyway, there was like a balloon animal lady, so I got a hat, which was awesome. And then I don't know, we were cracking up about the cocktails because they're the corniest drinks you could ever, like, we were like, we have to get one because we just have to say that we did it, but we know it's going to be disgusting. And mine was like a particularly boozy Mai Tai, I would almost describe it as, and it was disgusting.
It had rum, like the 151.
It had 151 in it. And I was like, okay, Tech 9, relax.
It was like it was like all the cocktails had like nothing but like chock full of like liqueurs.
Yeah, and then they're
just
like, let's
sugary
just
alcohol.
What's the best way to get someone a headache? Let's just put it in a glass.
Like before you could even finish it, you feel your hangover just right there, behind your eyeballs.
Oh, I walked out of there drunkety drunk also, and I had exactly 2 drinks, and we all know that I, drink quite a bit. So
the Corona Rita really hit though. I felt like Snooki,
and it was delicious.
It was
Corona Rita. I got the strawberry one, and when you pull out the Corona and it floods it, it makes just like you just transforms the drink.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you're on a beach. It's wonderful.
No, but I love it. So if you guys haven't been to a Rainforest Cafe ever or in a long time, highly suggest you go. Look one up, see if there's one within a 2-hour or 60-mile radius, and just go. It'll be worth it. Worth the trip.
I mean, you guys are really good friends for that. That was insane. But also, I made a TikTok about it, obviously, and a bunch of people are commenting, Canada, you're here. I'm like, I said in it, we drove from Los Angeles to Ontario. Do you think that these bitches drove me to Canada?
To Ontario? No, not even close. Rainforest Cafe DM'd me.
Did they comment on my TikTok and said happy birthday?
Yeah.
I loved it. What'd they say to you?
Like hashtag Team Katie something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it
Love.
said, but it was nice. You know what I was thinking about the other day?
What?
Remember when I found out I was paying for 3 different Netflix accounts?
How could I forget? You were so angry. Nothing is worse than when I found out I was paying for a gym membership at a gym in a city I don't live in anymore. Not that I was really going to it much when I lived there anyway. I can also count on my fingers how many times I've been to a gym. So the fact that I've been paying for a membership this whole time, it's pretty devastating.
Well, thankfully, Rocket Money has saved both of us. Not only was Rocket Money able to find our old and duplicate subscriptions, but they were able to cancel them. And canceling a subscription can be super annoying.
And there's nothing worse than waiting on hold. You know how much I fight with those automated machines?
I know. Well, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings.
With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses. And sometimes that view is a little scary. I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and I see something I don't want. Rocket Money can help me cancel it. Just a few taps. I don't have to talk to anyone. It's great.
And I love how the dashboard shows me this month's spending compared to last month. So I can clearly see my spending habits. Plus, they'll help me create a custom budget and keep my spending on track.
Brat Girl summer is expensive, so it is what it is. But Rocket Money really keeps me in check. It will even try and negotiate or lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money will take care of the rest. They'll deal with the customer service for you.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features.
Please stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/disrespectfully.
That's rocketmoney.com/disrespectfully, rocketmoney.com/disrespectfully. I feel like I've been busier than ever recently. And usually when I get busy like this, I either completely forget to eat or I just eat like empty snack foods and then I feel like complete garbage.
Yeah, it's awful. Meal planning, grocery shopping, cooking, it can be pretty big hassle, I would say. But Hungry Root makes it possible to spend less time doing all of that and more time doing what you love, like online shopping. Hungry Root takes away the stress of worrying about planning what you're going to eat that day.
Hungry Root was awesome and the delivery was simple and the recipe was super straightforward.
It's giving convenience. It's giving delicious. It also made me feel great because when I eat well, I obviously feel better.
Hungry Root is the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. It's like having someone else do all the planning and shopping because I ain't going to do that. So I don't have to think about it.
Hungry Root gets to know your personal health goals, dietary restrictions, favorite food, and how much time you want to spend cooking, and more. Then they build you a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week, including 4-ingredient recipes to put those groceries straight to use.
Each order is fully customizable, so you can take their suggestions or choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, high quality meat and seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, ready to eat meals, kids snacks and meals, vitamins and supplements, and much more.
Everything from Hungry Root follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, it's got to be quick to make, contain whole, trusted ingredients.
Right now, Hungry Root is offering Disrespectfully listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/disrespectfully to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies.
Free veggies for life is like one of the crazier promotions I've ever heard. Like that's free. That's incredible. Like what? That's hungryroot.com/disrespectfully. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. We've done so many fun things in the past few days. So Twisters, back to Twisters. That was our Rainforest Cafe experience.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw, have you ever heard of a 4DX movie?
Yeah, I saw Jurassic Park, when Jurassic World came out, the first one of the new, franchise or whatever. We went and saw that one. And it was so unnecessary.
Do you like it, or do you think, I feel like that makes you angry?
No, I don't like it. I mean, I could see like maybe if I was like a little kid, I'd like it. But like as an adult where I already get uncomfortable in the seat, you don't need all of that. Even 3D is too much for me sometimes. You don't need your seat moving. You don't need water. You don't need it was like aggressive.
Have you guys done that?
I did a 4D Shrek movie once.
Well, yeah.
It's like
okay.
but they just like if Shrek sneezed, it would like spray mist, and that was like the most of it.
I was gonna say, what
I
do they
like
do? Toot smell in the movie? Like,
Yeah,
what?
it was
No,
like
yeah,
at Universal. It was really
At
cool.
Universal, I've done the Shrek 4D
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But like for a movie like Twisters, I was already stressed out through that entire movie. Like this is me the whole time. I'm like I was like with like my hand, like I was doing like this the whole time. Like, oh my God. Like
No, it
the,
was
the
very,
last time
it was
I was
very stressful.
the last time I was stressed out in a movie was Mad Max Fury Road. Like just
could
the
see that.
entire, which I think makes a great action movie when it's just like it's like nonstop action the whole time. But like I could not imagine watching that movie in 4DX.
I really want to do it.
People just getting sucked into the air, just like things flying at like just all over the place. Like Twisters in 4DX,
Yes.
I would walk out of there nauseous.
I've never seen. Well, that's the thing.
You would need drama. You wouldn't be able to handle it.
I'm gonna try.
All
I'm gonna
right.
try. Here's the thing. I saw a TikTok of a girl doing it, like so you could like see her perspective. She looked like she was getting in a car accident, but I was like, I really want to try that out. I've never done a 4DX, so I feel like it would be the movie to do it in. But it's
Don't think so.
you'll be shaken up like a little martini, exactly how I like them, ice cold. I feel like
No.
she's just like,
Couldn't even close your eyes while we were driving you into the parking lot of the Rainforest Cafe because you're like, I get nauseous.
well, when my eyes are closed and there's movement.
Okay, let me know how it goes.
I'll let you know how it goes. I'll
Let me
report
know.
back. Anyway, Glen Powell was so hot in it. We loved it. That's one of the better sequels I think I've ever seen in my life.
Well, because it wasn't trying to be like a sequel. It wasn't like, oh yeah, they weren't trying to act like Bill Paxton, I can't remember his character's name, was like their dad. They weren't trying to borrow any storyline from the previous movie and like bake it into the new one. There were elements like the Dorothy, those like little ball things that go up into.
Yeah, it was like Easter eggy.
There was
which I liked.
Easter eggs that were from the original, but it was an entirely new story, and they also weren't trying to make it too, like we were talking about, like modernized, of like it being, you know, of this time and place. It just felt like just a really just great like movie, like a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna make a movie about storm chasers similar to the one we made back in the 90s, but it's gonna be its own fucking thing.
Well, and I just don't like country music at all. Like I'm so passionate about my hatred for it. It's to each their own. It's just not my thing. And every time a like big old country song would come on and Glen Powell would walk out, I was like, should we go to what's the country music Coachella called?
Stagecoach?
Yeah. I'm like, are we going to Stagecoach?
Am
Let's
I?
go.
I fuck with a little bit of it. There's some country, yeah, but
Well, I hate whenever I say that, people are like, what about Johnny Cash? And I'm like, oh my God, you know what I'm talking about.
mhm.
We're talking about Garth Brooks, like that kind of. And if you're listening and you love it, good. I love that for you. It is just, it's never the Chicks. Okay. Yeah. I like some of the Chicks songs. But again, that I'm more akin to like that era of Alanis and, you know, Fiona Apple and whatever.
I got you. You like, yeah. There's a album out now by like this group called Bill Murray, and they were like more in like the emo era
Bill
of
Murray?
things.
Like named after.
Well,
the
I
Bill
don't know,
Murray.
but it's not spelled the same way. But their new album is very much like country, but has like these like sort of like metal breakdowns in it, like guitar, and I'm very, very into it.
Actually, I'm also a liar. Cowboy Carter is the best country album ever made. And that's
Yeah,
the only
lies.
one. No, I'm like, okay.
Dolly Parton?
I love her as a person.
Okay.
Wait, really? I feel like this moment has passed and we didn't talk about it, but it is fascinating. That
What?
girl who sang the national anthem.
She did say she
Ingrid
did.
Andress.
What's that?
Ingrid Andress.
Oh, Ingrid.
So I bring this up because she's a country singer, and honestly, her response to it, she's going to rehab. She was like, "You guys, to be honest, I was drunk."
She's going to rehab.
Yeah. The next day, she put out a statement. She's like, "To be totally honest with you guys, I was drunk. I'm checking to rehab. This isn't me." And then she was like, "I hear rehab's really fun. Can't wait to tell you about it." Like she made a joke at the end, which I thought was
so
really
she like
sweet.
has like a problem.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm super happy that she's getting help. But yeah, that was.
No, I saw. I
That
saw
poor
the.
thing.
I did see her statement of like her saying that she was intoxicated, but I thought maybe she was just like having a little fun before. I didn't realize like it was because she like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know her story that well, but
I don't know anything
it's
about it.
yeah, that was so brutal to watch, and I feel sad for her that is going to be memed for the rest of time.
The players that were like,
They're like
I would be the one just
laughing.
on the ground. And I don't want to laugh at somebody, but like once I get the giggles, dude, it's over.
It's over. Well, and you could tell they were like fighting it, like curling their lips and trying to look down, but it was just so crazy.
Oh my God. But yeah, no, poor thing. Well, good for her.
Glad
Good-
she's getting the help
good
she
luck.
needs. Oh my God.
What?
Which I say every episode, which I need to stop saying every episode.
Don't stop, please.
I am the drama. Thanks, Allison. So, first of all, I'm sure we're going to break your guys' hearts. We're done with the affair recaps. We heard you. We were getting some mixed reviews. What we've decided, it's a very hard show to...
I think it was just like that show is really hard to recap and tell it in a way that like is concise, succinct, effective in any way. I mean, it's a really good show. Watch it.
It's a great show. Please
Watch
watch it.
it.
Enjoy it. No, I'm watching it. I'm on season 3, so it kept me annoying having to go back anyway. Look, we're only on episode 30. We're still finding our voice. I don't know why we decided to do that, but it's over. I'm sorry.
We thought
We're not perfect people.
We're not.
We're basically hoopastank.
I'm not a perfect.
Okay, so oh my God. And also
Oh.
some people were like being so mad at me for talking about plastic surgery. I'm sorry. It's just like my favorite thing to talk about. And people were really mad at you for saying IRL in real life. They're like, it's the same amount of syllables. You guys, and I say this with my entire chest. Please go touch grass. Relax. I don't care. Sometimes I say LOL out loud, ironically.
Why can't I? What does it matter what I say?
People were coming for your throat about that. And I was like, I don't know if you saw, I saw it all over the TikToks. And I was like, you
Hey.
guys.
I don't know if like you guys have heard this yet from me, but I don't give a fuck.
It's always so funny when people say things like that. And I'm like,
You guys,
our podcast is called Disrespectfully.
I don't care. Like if I want to say in real life or IRL, like, or fuck you, I will say
In that order.
like I love you, but like sometimes it's more fun. Can I just say the version of the thing I want to say the way I want to say it? Like,
yes, you can and you do and you will. I just thought, I was like, honestly, go meditate. So the oh my God this was shocking. Did you
we still haven't got to it yet.
haven't gotten
Okay.
it. Eventually I'm going to get there.
Okay.
Did you see the MRI of the girl who's 33 years old who got a face filler over 6 years?
No.
Did you see this?
I heard about it. I didn't see the MRI.
Okay,
though.
this is absolutely terrifying. So a 33-year-old woman had gotten she had gotten 12 syringes of filler over 6 years, which when you think about it between like lips, face, whatever, that's not like that's a lot for most people, but like it's not the craziest thing I've ever heard, but they had never looked at it at like an MRI and did like a 3D image of it. It looked like it was the volume of 28 syringes because filler does not dissolve even when you get it manually dissolved and dissolve over time, like we were previously told, because the hyaluronic acid just absorbs water. And she was so covered and inflamed and it had migrated all these crazy places. And they were basically talking about the issues around her lymphatic drainage system, like how it was interrupting it, which could then lead to other things and like her endocrine system and whatever. It was terrifying. I got my lip filler dissolved in 2022, I think, maybe beginning of 2023. I had 4 different sessions. It was, first of all, it's very painful to remove, but I kept doing it because I was like, I know there's something in there still. So I have not gotten lip filler since June of 2020, and I've had 4 removal sessions, and I still feel like something is in there. Like I can feel it. So that wasn't totally surprising me from that perspective, but wow.
Where she had filler like everywhere, like
she had it in her cheek. Like
Ugh.
I've never had it in my face, and I have thought about it in the past because these lines, they say you should like fill your cheeks, but I will never. Once you get on that train, it's hard to get off.
Yeah, no, I think once you start filling in those spaces, you can't really stop.
No, you can't. And she had it in her eye sockets. It had migrated in her eye sockets. So all these optometrists were talking about it. And then he did, because it got such a big response, he did a follow-up video of, I can't remember what the condition was called now, but it's basically that pillow face looking thing you see on a lot of celebrities. And it was exactly what we have been seeing for years. And we're all like, oh, they're getting overfilled. But there's an actual condition called it. And that's basically what's happening, is they're getting filler on top of filler on top of filler. And then it's staying and expanding.
Your face just gets Oh no.
That was crazy to watch. And obviously we're big proponents here of cosmetic surgery and like do whatever you want. But yeah, I won't be doing that.
No, I don't. I have no desire to put like I mean, I've had like in my lips over the years sporadically, but never anywhere else in my face.
Well, and then like Botox has been around for a really long time, but I'm like, it is poison. So is there a problem with that? Because I've been injecting it in my face for several years. I'm like, do we think it's safe? I hope
Well, we
so.
drink alcohol, so we can't really like. Yeah, I
You're
think
right.
I think we gotta
You're right.
consider
A lot of 7-Eleven. Yeah.
A lot of hot
A
dogs,
lot of hot dogs.
a lot of alcohol. So am I gonna really be like, I stop at Botox? No, I'll stop at like, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I know people are like talk about things you could be a lot healthier. Like I'm just like you have to pick your poison, but
Poisons.
Yeah, I love poison to be totally honest. Big fan. Big proponent of poison. I'm like red dye number 40 is my favorite food.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's that one in? All of them?
Everything.
Cheetos.
Everything delicious.
Hot sheet. Ooh.
Takis.
Gatorade.
Literally
Candy.
everything.
Let's see.
MSG. Love that.
Wow.
Big fan. Big fan of MSG.
What is red dye 40 in?
Blue 7 is my favorite.
Blue 7.
Yellow 5.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Guys, Google knows it's my birthday. It's sending me balloons.
Creepy.
It's in flavored milk and yogurts, puddings, ice cream, popsicles, cakes, pastries, candy, chewing gum,
Ugh.
jello, breakfast cereal. The list goes on. Basically everything that makes life worth living. Do you think Gushers are organic? No.
I wish I invented it. I want to invent something like what was it called?
I don't know.
Wait, what is it called?
red dye 40.
I want to invent the next red dye 40.
Smart.
You know?
Yeah.
I wish I was like that level of like smart where I'm just like, I'm going to invent the next weird cryptic ingredient that's going to have to be in everything that people love.
Yeah, we want to invent the next thing that makes you glow, but not like you just had a facial, like you're nuclear.
Like radioactive.
That kind of glowing.
It's the new Botox.
It is.
You have to inject it. Like the way everyone's obsessed with NAD.
Haven't you done that?
Yeah.
I want to do it real bad.
I know, but I think that like the capsules you can take, they're finding that they are maybe just as effective as getting the IV infusions.
Well, non-necessary IVs, which I have had, do scare me because I think we've talked that girl that got the B12 injections at a like med spa and got that horrific, really rare flesh-eating bacteria, and she's had to spend like $1.2 million on. It was in LA too, and they're still in business. By the way, it's a very sad story. Like she was
getting like just the shot, or she was getting it like the intravenous.
I think it was a shot, which makes me even more scared that a shot can do that when she's not even it's an IV.
But how did that happen? Was it?
You'd have to. She has a whole series about it. I don't know, but it was the fact that
That feels like it's rare though.
Still super rare, but I am a super hypochondriac, so that is my Achilles heel.
I mean, I've gotten B12 shots. They're great. People do you know how many millions of people get those on a daily basis and they don't get like any type of infection from it?
Oh. I'm also convinced there's a spider living in my ear right now.
What did she do? Get this shot? What do you mean? Do you hear like...
Okay, this is a trigger warning for anyone that this would gross out, which is everyone. A few nights ago, my ear was itching a little bit and I was like, that's weird. And then I forgot I have these talons on, so I couldn't really fix the situation. And then
you should have been able to fix it. Look at those things.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't like get one in.
You should have been able to reach all the way to your brain.
No, it comes out the other side, like Beetlejuice. No, so I convinced myself. I started hearing a clicking. And then I got up to Q-tip myself about 30 times.
Oh.
And then I was like, I wonder if anyone could look in there, but you need the little machine. And then I remembered a TikTok I saw in which this actually happened, because it does happen. So now it's my greatest fear. And it's also, I fully convinced myself that's what's happening. I doubt that it is.
Do you want to come use my ear thing?
Should we? Okay, the other disgusting thing about this is I have eardrops because during the summer I swim and I get swimmer's ear. So I was like, maybe I should put some of those eardrops in. But then I was like, what if it makes whatever is happening in there a little angry and it just goes toward my brain because it's like wants to get away from the water? And I don't know, I'm scared. Also, someone commented today that I'm exhausting, and I get it.
Why are you reading comments, you weirdo? Get out of the comment section.
I need to stop. I do it every once in a while, and then I just hurt my own feelings.
Yeah, you're like, that's very masochistic of you, and I don't agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, the ear thing, it feels really great, and it just shoots it up there, and then then it just comes out.
We're gonna do your ear machine, and we'll report back to let you guys know if fucking Charlotte's Web falls out. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
I don't think there's anything up there, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm trying to think of what it could be.
I think it's that I'm a lunatic that is really, really afraid of everything.
No, but I'm just trying to think of all the alternative things that it could be, just to rest your mind. I don't know.
It's a short list. I don't know. Does earwax typically do the robot? I don't know. It's like kind of what it feels like is happening. So
I don't know. Maybe it's just like, maybe earwax is like drying and it's pulling on the little follicles that are in there, and it's just like making like weird little noise.
Well, and the problem is when you're worried about a sound, or like, now I'm listening inside my ear, like very intently, like I'm just,
you're listening inside.
So I'm so scared at 3 a.m. like this.
I will say, oh my God, cleaning my ears with Q-tips is such a guilty pleasure, because I know you're not supposed to do that, but
okay,
why does it feel so good?
Well, also, why? That's the same thing about like fucking having 5 margaritas. Why? Why do they say you're not supposed to do it?
Because it pushes, it like will compact the ear wax or whatever further into your ear and like make it, I don't know, I'm like, but it feels so.
We're living in unprecedented, horrible times. I'm gonna dig at my earwax as much as I goddamn please with a Q-tip. There's no greater joy than just after a shower, taking a look at it.
Oh my God, I go like around. I will take like, my thing is I'll take a grip of Q-tips and I'll start at like this edge and like just I'll do the whole ear, and then I save the inside.
Last. Oh yeah, I think this part is an underrated part. That little nook. Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah. Sweet spot. Just you do a little twist.
Your beef pluckers turn into Q-tip pluckers.
Cute. And then you do behind the ear. Can't forget about that. When people don't clean behind their ears, dirty men. We already. Should this be another monthly reminder?
Yeah.
Wash your ass. Wash your butthole.
Wash your asshole.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. But also, while you're at it, while you're washing your asshole, wash behind your ears.
Oh, it feels so good.
Yeah. I like, yeah. Ugh.
I like to do it in the shower because I have so many ear piercings and they are sensitive and I have issues with them. So I have to like wash them a lot on my hair wash days and just like really scrub behind my ears with my Dr. Bronner's, my minty ears. It feels great.
Yeah. Take a little washcloth and just get a nice little scrubby behind there.
And don't forget your butthole. And
then take it to the butthole. Okay. You put something on there that I want to talk about because I was reading about it and I had some like thoughts and feelings, but also it's just kind of like wild. The Ballerina Farms.
I read it last night.
Yeah, I did.
Did you read it?
Yeah. Well, did we read it at the same time? Okay, for everyone that doesn't know Ballerina Farms, it's basically this family. I think the husband and wife, they're like 35 and they have 8 children. 8. And the wildest thing was most recently after she had her last baby, 12 days later, she went and competed in a Miss America, was it? Pageant?
Yeah.
And she's given birth to every child except for like 2 of them, I think,
I think it was 1 or 2. I can't remember.
At home with no pain medicine, no nothing. And, they're Mormon, but it's that whole like sort of thing that you've probably seen online about the trad wife, the stay at home. She like milks her cows. They, like that sort of traditional like lifestyle that like people either like watch for the, escapism of it being just completely separate.
It's kind of one or the other. Either, like you said, escapism, they find it comforting, or it's kind of rage baiting because, women who feel, and look, I'm absolutely a feminist, love that title, but that means make your choice, whatever you want to do. If that is what makes you happy and that fulfills you, that's amazing. But what was interesting to me about it, because I don't spend a lot of time on Tradwife TikTok, which I'm sure would surprise no one. But for a long time, it basically, she kind of is cosplaying as not that she doesn't do all these things, but in terms of like a really, simpler times lifestyle, yada, yada. Her husband is a billionaire. He comes from a billionaire family.
His father started airlines. He started JetBlue.
I know. Shout out Mint. So basically, they are Mormon and they do want this lifestyle. But so there was this whole thing when she was really becoming a household name on the internet around, are they really these like pilgrims? Basically, I don't know if that's offensive, but she's like kneading dough and like her children are running around. So
that whole like sourdough starter, like milking the cow, like everything's made from scratch. Nothing is like.
Hopefully she's washing her hands after. She's gonna come out with a bunch of loaves on the udder.
Yeah,
they have this whole thing, but I love the way that the journalist wrote this story. I thought it was a masterclass in painting a picture without directly saying it. But basically, she highlighted that there wasn't a single sentence that the actual woman said without being interrupted by her husband or her children.
Yeah.
And she
would often defer to her husband to like either answer the question or to piggyback off the question. Like he would like answer for her all the time. And she was promised some time just alone to like ask her questions because she was really mostly interested in her, but like she never really got it.
And when she talked about the epidural, it's when she was alone and she had to whisper it because she didn't want her husband to hear. And she said that it was a delightful experience, basically. So
it was great.
So they don't have childcare. They do have a cleaner that comes once a week, but she really is doing the brunt of all of the cooking, cleaning, raising the children, and he helps out on the farm. But again, comes from billionaires, so it is kind of cosplay. It's said that she sometimes is bedridden for a straight week due to exhaustion because of what she's going through raising all these kids. And I'm curious your thoughts on the whole thing now that we've laid it out.
Well, also she also was trying to ask about like birth control. Like, do you try to like maybe time or like not try to get pregnant or try to get pregnant? And of course the husband steps in and is like, well, it's really like God's will, but it just happens like every 9 months. She's just ready to get pregnant. It was like one of those things where it's just like, interesting, and obviously like given their goals and plans and like the way they chose to live their life and maybe it's religion is that like that they really just want to have this like huge massive family, and that's great, that's what they've chosen for themselves. But again, like it seems like he's just really that's his goals and everything like that. Like the way also the writer was talking about how like he was this was everything he wanted, it was all him, and like the only thing that was really that had her mark on it or representative of her was that like one of the like little, what was it, barn or something, was converted into a dance studio because she was a ballerina. She went to Juilliard. She had all these goals to be a professional dancer. That was it. And even all of her like pageant dresses and things like that was her own thing that was for her was moved to the garage because there just wasn't room for it. So like they were really trying to highlight that.
They converted her ballet studio to a kids' playroom, and they do have someone there homeschooling their kids. But that's another thing in the article. She said, "I wish I had waited to get married," but this was the husband's timeline.
Yeah. He like when they met, she was like, "Well, I'm going back to New York to go to school." So she was like, "I thought maybe we would date for a year and then get married," but he was decided that was too long. Basically kind of like really rushed the whole relationship, everything. They said they were engaged within a month, married within 2 months. And then, she was the first in history ever as an undergrad at Juilliard to be pregnant.
Look, my views on it, and maybe it's hard to say this because we're different people when we're young, but I do think she knew what she was signing up for, and maybe it has turned out to be something different and it kind of got away from her. But again, I think those undertones are there because people, an outside perspective, like a journalist, can see that and then paint that picture. But she also does seem happy. Like, I think that she is basically like, my life looks different than I thought it was going to, but I didn't, see anywhere in there that she was like, I'm devastated or whatever. So if she's happy for her. But I definitely think that it was an interesting look into.
I think for somebody who, I think it's difficult in some regards because she obviously grew up Mormon. She's pretty devout. So obviously this was a life she saw for herself eventually. But for somebody that had big dreams of like going to New York and dancing and going to someplace like Juilliard, like that is very, very ambitious. And that is a huge dream. And being able to be accepted to a school like that is like no small feat. So I don't know. I mean, I do wonder what kind of like private thoughts that she had, especially the way she was kind of whispering to the journalist saying like the epidural is great, like she does seemed to have some kind of differing opinions from her husband. And they do sort of seem to have, even though they have this sort of presence and this sort of trad type thing, they don't really agree that they are that, because they are like, well, we're not, necessarily this. We're CEOs. We do this work together. It's not necessarily the traditional, like, I go to work and she's a stay-at-home mom. Like, we have this lifestyle, and it's like, well, do you? I don't know. I think their perception of themselves is slightly different than maybe what it is. At least maybe in his mind. I'm not entirely sure, because I'm just curious. Because even when she started to say, like, well, I'm effeminate, and then she stopped herself and she goes, I don't even know what that word means. Like, I'm very curious if she were to be alone and like,
or like blink twice.
Like what she like honestly thinks. Because again, I don't think she's unhappy or anything like that, because again, having her upbringing, I'm sure this is what she always envisioned herself. Like, this is all she like really knows and probably has seen growing up, and from all of her like relatives and people around her, obviously.
I wonder what they thought about when the article came out. Like, I wonder if they were upset or thought, secretly she was like, yes. Or like what the deal was. Here's what I know. That man didn't like that energy. And for me, he's in the basement. I'm glad that she likes that and she's happy, but I don't like it. It's not for me. So
I'm getting a big controlling vibe from him too. I don't know. Like, it's this from the way that, like, when she was like, oh yeah, I'm on this flight back to New York, and he like called the airline because his daddy, and like next thing you know, he's sitting in the seat next to her just because like he didn't want to let her go. Which is like in some ways, oh, like that's so romantic, that's so sweet. He met her and didn't want her to like, I don't know.
No, it's giving Christian Grey. Why are you here? First of all, second of all, this is a crime. Please back up. I don't know. I don't like it. Anyway, who's in your basement?
Oh gosh, that's a good question.
Can I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Thanks. That was purely a formality. There is someone who made a TikTok that was like, here's the difference between what my rich friends and my broke friends.
Okay.
She literally made a whole TikTok, did a list. This is what my rich friends talk about, and this is what my gross broke friends talk about. And I was like, if I was one of her broke friends and was scrolling TikTok and you refer to me as your broke friend, I'd be like, what the fuck?
No.
Anyway, basement behavior, that was such a weird take. I've been seeing an overwhelming and scary amount of people saying that they will start a civil war if their chosen candidate does not get selected. Do I even need to say what candidate it is? No, I do not, because that candidate likes to galvanize these type of people. What happened to democracy? Like a due process.
Yeah.
When we go through an election and someone wins, that doesn't mean you revolt because so you're basically saying side with us or we'll kill you. Like, you people are insane. I'm over it. Like, if my desired candidate didn't win, I wouldn't be like, let's go fight him. I'd be like, that sucks. And I'm going to try again in 4 years if we even still have a government at that time. My hospital bill, remember when I had the allergic reaction march?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you what the hospital bill was?
Yeah.
$1,200. Did I talk about it?
Mine was more, girl.
Oh yeah. Okay, we talked about this. Okay, 12. Yeah, but you were like there. I was there for 33 minutes.
Okay.
From the time I got there, I was triaged and they sent me on my way with a steroid. 33 minutes, $1,200. I paid it. I was like, moving on. This is bullshit, but whatever. I just got another one yesterday for another $250 for the same visit. You guys didn't do anything. And also I paid the bill. So healthcare in America.
You have to ask for an itemized bill.
I did.
Oh.
And the item was level 4 or whatever trauma service. Yeah, it's disgusting. Finally, this man has residency in my basement, but Elon Musk made some really troubling, really transphobic remarks. Apparently, he has a trans daughter and basically said that he was tricked into letting his child have these services to early intervention, basically to prevent the, process of puberty and whatnot. Here's my thing. You're the richest man alive. You have how many lawyers? You probably have more lawyers than I do friends. You are also an alleged genius, so you don't know how to read a document. So you saying, especially about your child's health and well-being, that should be one of the most important documents you ever read. So saying that you were tricked doesn't work for me. And it is really weaponized, gross language. And he's like, my son died because of the woke sickness virus or whatever. I'm like, if you're transphobic, just say that.
Well, I think
Basement.
that's basically what he was. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of like in this past week what's been put in my I mean, there's a lot of bullshit. I don't think I have a basement person. And I know that's annoying.
Well, I just had 4. So I think
you
it's
make it
fine.
up for both of us because there's
You
a
can
lot.
share.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I co-sign on all of your basement people because this week I was pretty
Happy?
There's a lot of no. There's a lot of basement behavior happening this week that I'm not really gonna get into. But yeah, no, I co-sign on all of that shit.
The way you just like did that made me think of something funny, but it's gone.
Okay.
Oh, I remember what it is, but we can't say it.
What?
But we have an exciting announcement coming in a few weeks that I'm really, really excited about. So that's not basement behavior. That's on the daddy list.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. We just have a little exciting announcement. Should we hometown?
Let's
here?
hometown.
Look, don't get me wrong. There's nothing I love more than a great deal, but I also don't want to jump through hoops just to get a few bucks. It has to be easy, no hoops, no BS. So when Mint Mobile said it was easy to get wireless for $15 a month with the purchase of a 3-month plan, I called them on it.
Turns out it really is that easy to get wireless for $15 a month. The longest part of the process was the time I spent on hold to break up with my old provider.
Which, hello, you're so good at breaking up with people.
Oh.
It's easy to switch to Mint Mobile. The website is super straightforward, it's easy to purchase, and the activation was super seamless.
To get started, go to mintmobile.com/disrespectfully. There you'll see that right now, all 3-month plans are only $15 a month, including the unlimited plan.
All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts.
Find out how easy it is to switch to Mint Mobile and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month.
They get to bring their contacts, but maybe leave the grave ones. So just
Yeah.
not people that you don't talk to anymore. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/disrespectfully. That's mintmobile.com/disrespectfully. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/disrespectfully.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month plan. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabyte on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Kenzie says, "Hi, Disrespectfully gang. First off, I'm a day one listener and obsessed with you both. Can't tell if I want to be your guys' best friend or date you both, but either way, I'm obsessed. During the most recent episode, Dayna mentioned that she thinks she is objectively the most embarrassing person in the world or something to that effect. I took that personally because I believe I hold that title, and I offer you the anecdote as proof. A few years ago, I met this photographer, we'll call him Jake, who was objectively the hottest man I had seen IRL.
IRL.
IRL, guys, everyone calm down. He got me to follow him on Instagram and we started talking, and soon after we made plans to meet up with some friends at a show, but not before Instagram did the thing where it suggests similar accounts for you to follow after following someone new. One of the suggestions turned out to be Jake's other non-photography account, his modeling account. I obviously screenshotted 4 to 6 shirtless pics of him and sent them to my friends before we met up, like any sane person would. Things were going surprisingly well, and I started to think it might actually go somewhere. At some point, he mentioned being a model, which I already knew about. See aforementioned Instagram account screenshots. For the sake of seeming normal, I opted not to draw attention to the fact that I already knew he was a model and acted like it was brand new information when he mentioned it in person. Later in the night, I pulled up my phone to show him.
Oh no, I know where this is going.
Later in the night, I pulled up my phone to show him a picture of something that was relevant to the conversation. Unfortunately, I forgot about the several screenshots of the shirtless Grecian body that I had saved, and you guessed it, he saw them all when I opened up my camera roll. I tried to scroll past them before he noticed, but I could immediately tell from his body language that he had seen them. He completed his sentence, stood up, went to the bar, and did not come back to the table until I eventually left. He barely said goodbye to me and never spoke to me again. I revisited his account when writing this email, and it turns out he's actually a huge loser who is desperately trying to get famous a million different ways, e.g. being a SoundCloud rapper. Need I say more? This rupture was truly for the best, but still it was humiliating at the time. And that's on having more embarrassing stories than an average person. Thank you both for your service, my queens. Keep doing the Lord's work, by which I mean telling us ghost stories and interviewing Girthmaster. Yours, Kinsey.
Oh my God.
We've all been there.
Yeah, we've been there. I mean, you gotta delete them. You gotta delete the evidence.
You gotta delete them, and it's like all the memes that it's like someone's like, oh yeah, my aunt, you're like on a first date, and he's like, oh yeah, my aunt did that, and she's like, Sharon or Andrea? Like, because you like, obviously we stalk. You just have to be careful with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm also like, I get scared that if I have anything like recently screenshotted, that I'm actually going to post it to like my Instagram story or something like that. So it's just, just
Delete it.
once you screenshot it or send it to someone, just delete it immediately.
It's gotta go.
So it's not just like right there right when you open up the app. It's just like, it's gone. Oh my God. Well, also like what a door, like why can't you just laugh about it?
He also is a loser. I'd be flattered. I'd be like, wow, those are
I mean,
great pictures that I posted hoping people would screenshot them.
If anything, like, yeah, he should have been like flattered, especially if he's like that into himself.
You don't post thirst traps for your health.
Exactly. She also was pretending that she didn't know. So maybe that didn't help her,
Yeah.
but whatever. Sorry about that, girl. All right. Anyways, Katie, or is it Caddy? I'm going to call you Caddy. Anyway, she says, hello, lovely ladies. Just want to start out by saying I'm obsessed with you both and your podcast. I've been a listener from day one. Love you both. I'm bringing this dating story out of the archives for your entertainment. In my early 20s, I took a girls' trip to Put-in Bay, Ohio, which is the trash can version of Myrtle Beach. I don't know what either of those are.
I don't know what that means, but
Trusting whatever you say. Think lots of partying, tons of pool bars, and drunk people, but amazing people watching. Well, I love that. Our first night, the girls and I closed down the bar. Most of us were pretty drunk, but I had already started to sober up. Outside the bar were a dozen of police officers keeping an eye on us. Heathens, to make sure no one was rowdy. My bestie grows a pair when she drinks and went up to the police officers and started chatting them up. I'm naturally more introverted, so I decided to stay quiet and wait until the chats were over so I could go back to the hotel room. One of the officers notices I'm quiet and says with an Irish accent, "Oh, this is the one you have to watch out for." I'm not doing an Irish accent, sorry. It's always the quiet ones. He was kind of cute, so I decided to throw him a bone and start chatting. This chatting continued through the rest of the weekend, and after the trip was over, he ended up coming to visit me. For reference, I am in the Columbus area and he's in Cleveland, so it was a good 2-hour drive to visit me. Because he had an Irish accent, which, by the way, was an amazing accent and had me drooling every time he spoke, I wanted to learn more about his origin story. While he was telling me about Ireland, he tells me his last relationship story, which resulted in her dying in a fire. Oh, God. This guy said he was also a firefighter, in addition to being a cop, and that she basically died in his arms. This obviously pulled at my heartstrings, so I gave him a sympathy handy because I wasn't ready to give it up. After his visit, my bestie and I decided to do some social stalking because something just didn't seem right. When we did the deep dive, we found out that this dude was native to Cleveland and made up the entire story. My bestie was dating one of the cops we met at Put-in Bay, who also lived in Cleveland, and he also confirmed that guy fakes the Irish accent and sob story to get some pussy. Thank God I didn't give it up. I confronted him by taking a screenshot of his Facebook profile detailing that he's from Cleveland, and he never replied back. Needless to say, I always second guess if an accent is real now. Hope you ladies enjoyed this story. Stay fabulous.
A sympathy handy.
That's what we took away from that. A sympathy handy.
I mean, there's just so many things, but people are insane. Like, what? Why would he lie about that?
Freaky.
Trying to get the sympathy handy.
Well, yeah, but like that is diabolical. That's
crazy.
giving like some Clinton Kane right there.
Oh yeah.
That like first of all you're so is he an actual cop? He must be. Okay, he has to be a cop. He can't just be like wearing a uniform. But also like faking an accent, faking that you're from Ireland. So I want to know like what other like lore he was getting into about like his like being from Ireland and his girlfriend dying in his arms.
Also, I just have to say, if someone told me they were a firefighter and then they told me a story about a past lover dying in a fire, I'd be like, your batting average isn't great. Isn't this supposed to be your career? Why is she dead? I don't know. I wouldn't be like, oh, let me make you feel better and be like, get the fuck out of my house.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, that is awful.
Anyway.
I would feel so unsettled after that.
That's insane. Should we dub
That's
DD?
so DD. Oh. I just got to chill down my spine.
Julia says, you're so Julia.
I'm so Julia.
Dayna, you make me laugh so hard I can't breathe, and I love your tiny duck plantings. Kind of want to start doing something like that. So cute like you. Thank you. Katie, thank you for being so genuine. You've taught me that holding space for others does not mean that you have to make yourself smaller or quieter. You're always my WCW, Woman Crush Wednesday. Do people still post this? LOL, showing my 38 years. Story and personal cue. About 4 years ago, I had this fast and furious friend. You know, the kind that just clicks immediately and you end up doing everything together because you are besties. We drank too much together to party and to hide. Me from my dying 13-year relationship, her from her mean husband, who she later cheated on multiple times. A lot happened, not sure if I should go into detail, but will if asked. We drifted apart and suddenly 2 months passed without a word. I tried to connect and she wasn't ready. After 8 months and some therapy, I wrote and mailed a handwritten letter, mostly taking accountability for my part in the distance, but hoping she was happy. No reply. I talked about her so much in therapy, more than my 13-year breakup. I mostly healed from the abandonment I felt from her never reaching back out to me and accepted that we just have different goals. Our friendship wasn't serving us anymore. What advice can you give to people going through friendship breakups? Thank you. I value your opinion so much. I love how strong but tenderly you navigate your lives. It gives me confidence somehow. You empower people around the world to be true to themselves. Heart, cactus emoji. Love, love, love you. Julia V. She, her.
I'm confused.
Okay. So to me, when she's like, more happened, I feel like,
Well, it sounds like she just like ghosted her.
yeah, she definitely got ghosted.
But like you drifted apart and then like over 2 months and you just like haven't heard from her. Like,
Yeah, I think that more speaks to, like we've kind of talked about in the past, how in any type of relationship, sometimes you can't rely on other people for closure. Like there's obviously something, and maybe it is that you just have different goals and maybe she's not good with confrontation. There could be a bunch of reasons, but something that stood out to me is how you said that you talked about her more in therapy than your 13-year breakup. The thing about therapy is sometimes what you end up talking about is what you didn't think was the bigger problem anyway. Like I've gone to therapy plenty in my life and specifically with a goal about like what was the biggest problem, and then ended up talking about other things repetitively that I then realized was bothering me so much more. So in terms of like what advice we can give on going through a friendship breakup, I think you're doing the right things in terms of therapy. And, you know, sometimes just like with romantic relationships, you really just have to go through the motions and keep in mind that it will get better. It will get better over time. It might always be something that bothers you, but it will get better. So I think you're already doing the right things. But friendship breakups suck, especially when you feel like you've been ghosted. Like think of all the times I've been ghosted a million times by people that I was dating. It makes you go insane. Like truly makes you do things you didn't think that you would do or, you know, were capable of. So I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think just like not having answers or closure or anything like that, you just start writing in answers and filling in those blanks, which is just never what you should do, but you can't help it. I think you just have to like kind of cut that off at the knee and just accept it and move on with your life. I mean, yeah, it's hard not knowing exactly like what led to this, because obviously if there was some kind of like incident that happened, it'd be easier to understand what that was. But because it's just that a lot happened, so maybe, you know, for her, and some people just like aren't good with like confrontation or accountability, and those aren't the kind of people you really need in your life anyway. Because if someone can't like effectively communicate with you, those relationships just get more difficult over time. So I think you just gotta
Move on.
Yeah. Sorry about that though.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah. Anonymous says, "Hi babes. I'm 23, married, have 2 kids and own a home. I literally am living the American dream, yet I'm still unfulfilled. As a true free spirit Sagittarius, I'm feeling trapped in my current life. I don't feel capable of love other than genuinely, unconditionally loving my children. I feel content with the thought of being by myself after 4 years of being with my husband. I'm lost, girls. Why do I feel this way? Try to explain in less words. Hope we can get somewhere. LMAO. Love y'all. I can't wait for 2 episodes a week." What?
What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying, like, you're 23.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder your life has just begun. So this is exactly how you should be feeling. And it's like, yeah, your life has just begun, and you should be living carefree and doing those things. You know, I don't know. I mean, everyone makes certain decisions and they decide when they want to get married and have kids and all that. But like at 23, I was definitely not ready for any of that. So I think, you know, those kind of feelings are perfectly natural and normal to be having.
I was basically held together with Scotch tape at 23 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was my initial thought too, is just you're so young. And I think that some people who get married really young or, you know, do things like that can grow with their partner and they, you know, are making a choice that long term is probably right for them. But also you're saying you're a free spirit. So it's also possible that like nothing is wrong with you. You're young and you're a free spirit. So it's okay to have these feelings, and not to say that I would advise you either way on what to do. That's for you to decide. But like, it completely makes sense to me that you're having these feelings, although you're living the American dream. And by the way, what the fuck even is that? It means something different for everyone. And because you're kind of being put in a box right now, I feel like you're projecting that's what people say is the gold standard for what success looks like. And I think that you really just need to take some time and evaluate more, you know, what you want and what you need. And you are so young, and there's plenty of time to make a decision. You can always choose again.
Yep.
In all things in life.
Yeah.
And thank you for using less words.
Yeah. Exactly.
We love that. Everyone be more like anonymous.
Yeah.
Birdie says, 36-year-old female, no kids, married for 7 years. So I just started going through my divorce 6 months ago. It's amicable. We were both unhappy. It's fine. During the 6 months we've been separated, I have reconnected with an old flame in my home state, 20 hours away from 15 years ago. He's great, patient, sweet, and a lot of fun. And I have been crashing at his place while I wait for my home to sell, as I don't want to pay for 2 homes. Problem I'm having is I have full on expecting to be a single wild female living alone in my bad bitch era. But now I have this wonderful man distracting me, and I'm fighting both the urge to be alone and situated in my own place, but I'm also loving the companionship he's giving me now. He's asked me to stay and fully move in with him. What am I doing? I really like him, but I don't like his house. I really like our intimacy. There could be more if you ask me, but am I just comfortable? Am I self-sabotaging with my preconceived notion of being alone? This has been haunting my thoughts for a few months now, and I don't know what I should do. Do I get my own place out of my own pride, but miss him and desperately want his company? Or do I continue to stay at his place for a while, yearning to be a solo bad bitch? Sincerely, a confused bird.
Girl, yeah. Like, you know what you need to do.
We know what you need to do.
Yes.
You know what you need to do.
You're right now. I think it's like you're doing this thing. It's called like transference, or not really necessarily transfer, like in that sense, but like you are getting a divorce. I think there's part of you that's like still craving the companionship, because it's like you're, you know, as much as you were like ready to leave and it's amicable and it's all fine, you're excited about the fact of being alone, but like right now you're having this like sort of like safety net and crutch of like having like somebody else for intimacy, for companionship, for all that. But like you really, really want to be on your own. You're not totally like into this guy, even though it's like safe and feels nice and everything like that. But like you would be 100% be settling, and it'd be easy just to like be with this person. But like, you know what you need to do. And I don't think that you should just like hop right into something, because like there might be a piece of you that's like a little scared to be entirely out there on your own.
Well, and also it doesn't mean you have to like break up with this person, never see him again. But I highly recommend not getting in a permanent living situation or a more steady living situation with someone if you're even having these feelings. Like if there's any amount of doubt, you just got out of a marriage and of 7 years, this person that you're seeing should completely understand that you need time to develop and like be on your own, even if you're in a relationship, at least even just having the physical space, which will also, I think, allow you the emotional space to decide what you want. Like,
exactly.
It's just, you know what you need to do, which is why it's been haunting you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's like a specific timeline of like how long you need to spend single or alone post, you know, breakup or relationship. If you find someone and they're wonderful and great and you're so sure of them, okay, great, that's fine. But you're not sure.
Yeah.
So I would say 100% give yourself as much time and space and everything that you need. Again, yeah, you can still see this guy, but like you don't seem sold on it. So
yeah.
but like stand your ground and make sure this person understands and respects your choice.
Agreed.
Okay. Madeline says, I love you both. You give me strength at times when I need it the most. I need help. Changing names for confidentiality purposes. All other details are facts. My BFF for 20 years, Ashley, confided in me that she is cheating on her husband, Evan. They have been together for 13 years and have 3 kids. The man she's cheating with has been with his wife for 18 years and they have 2 kids. They met at work. She's a lawyer and he is a state highway patrolman. She went into great detail on how they are hiding the affair, communicating on Facebook Messenger so there are no phone records. He told her they need to think like cops here. Oh God. Skipping work to meet up at each other's family houses during the day while no one is home, etc. Honestly, the details are chilling and make my stomach turn. She never ever posted it on Facebook until she started this affair. Now she's posting pics of her with her kids and husband almost every weekend. I'm assuming to make the other guy jealous. I don't know. It's sick. I want to tell her husband or the other guy's wife, but with kids involved, I would be directly blowing up about a dozen lives here. And I don't know if I can be the reason for this mass destruction of 2 families. It's so Tom and Raquel, but with kids involved. It makes me second guess telling help. Knowing the secret is such a burden. I mean, yeah, she really did burden you with this. And sometimes I think some people can't live with holding on to something like this, that they need to like have someone else just to like soundboard it off of. And that is so cruel to do to a person, to like make them hold this with you. I don't know. I would advise against it. I say put it on her.
Yeah. Here's the thing. First of all, you aren't blowing up anything. She has made this choice, and so is this man. However, it is not your information to tell.
No,
even if you care about the husband, even if you care about the other people, their kids or whatever, it's not your information to tell. I think it's totally, you're well within your rights to go to your friend and say, this does not sit right with me. I want to tell your husband. I'm not going to, but I'm telling you, like, you need to tell him. Like, this cannot go on, blah, blah, blah. And then go from there. But I really just don't think it's your place to be getting involved beyond that, which is a really tough place to be. And she did something shitty by involving you.
Yeah, I think if you can have like a real like hard conversation with her saying, I cannot condone this. I don't like being burdened with this. It bugs me every single day. And you try to convince her to either stop it or tell her husband. Don't threaten her. You're not going to do anything about it. But I think just so you don't have to keep seeing this behavior in front of you. I don't know. I think there's ways that you can help your friend out.
Yeah. And
out of this mess that doesn't make you, ultimately the bad guy, even though you're not.
No.
I say that very, loosely. But God, I'm sorry.
Sorry you're dealing with that.
It's fucked up.
Also, please send your Heauxmetown Hero Stories, your WWDD to disrespectfullypod@gmail.com. And please keep them as short as possible because we want to do as many as possible.
I mean, yeah, we still need some details, but
do it like a non. There was enough detail there, but it was short and sweet. We love
Exactly.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's all.
Is that a show?
That's a show.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Babe, you're gonna see the power of women, like disrespectfully.